you guys to try to make everybody you talk to get out a piece of paper and a pen and write down, what you're telling them, so that you can kind of set things up and compare it, because I believe that it becomes more real when they see it, even if they're seeing it from their own writing. It's now physical. It's not just them listening to some guy that randomly called them. So when we're talking about Medigap to Medigap, you can say, Mary, get out a piece of paper and a pen. I want you to write this down. Or Mary, do you have a piece of paper and a pen, or a notebook and pen? Most of the time they're going to say, yeah, hold on, and they're going to get it. And this is like right past your initial intro. This is Michael with Medicare Gurus, just giving you a call because I wanted to let you know about the differences in plans that there are out there. There's a lot of changes that are happening, and it's constantly evolving, and we keep up with that information. So you have a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan right now? Most of the time they don't know. Well, they say Medicare supplement, whatever. So if they say Medicare supplement, you're saying, do you have a plan F or a plan G? So these aren't yes or no questions. You're giving them options of these two. So if they say plan G, then they probably do have plan F or plan G. They probably do have a Medigap plan. If they say, I don't know, it's just Humana, well, then they're probably on a Medicare Advantage plan. If you're trying to categorize them and you want to know, okay, well, do you have Medicaid as well? Do you pay anything when you go to the doctor? Find out their DSNP. These little questions you can get to. And then this fourth category here, less common, but if somebody's comparing Medicare supplement to Medicare Advantage, that's more of like turning 65, or somebody that's on an MAPD and hates it and wants to go back to Medigap. Sometimes it's Medigap to Medicare Advantage as well, but that's the fourth category, less common. More common, you're calling people, it's going to be one of these three. So, on the Medigap, you got Mary to get out a piece of paper, and you're just saying, okay, Mary, I'm going to write down, I want you to draw a line in the middle of the paper. At the top of one, I want you to write plan F. Top of the other, I want you to write plan G. And you could even do this, like if she has G, you could do G and N. Plan G versus plan N. And then you start writing down plan N. Plan F, I want you to write down full coverage. Plan F, I want you to write down no deductible, no out of pocket. But then you want to say higher premium, fastest increases. So you want some negatives on there, especially if they have plan F, to try to compare it to plan G. Plan G, I want you to write $203 calendar year deductible, much lower premium, whatever. You're just wanting them to write down some of these things so that when it's not super important exactly what they write down here, is that you're allowing them to really compare it and put it into frame in their mind. And then you can run them the quote even and say plan F is $140 a month, plan G is $110. So you're looking at $30 a month difference, but you're just having a $203 one-time per year deductible. You're allowing them to compare in their head, right? Or plan G versus plan N. Let's go over this DSNP one, because a lot of the people you are calling them right now would be the DSNP. So if you categorize them as DSNP, you say, I want you to draw a line in the middle of the paper. Now, and then hopefully you can pull it up. A lot of times you'll know already, because you're working in an area, what the differences are. Like here you have UHC and Aetna's DSNP, and you have a big difference in the dental benefit. So if they're on UHC DSNP, you could say, I want you to draw, all right, UHC and Aetna. And then you start comparing them. UHC, you have $3,000 or
$3,000.
$3,000 in dental.
$4,500.
Aetna, $4,500. Make it a reality to them. Writing it down. A lot of times you say, I didn't even use that $3,000. Yeah, but when you do go to use it, you're going to want $4,500. So if you want dentures or you want something like that, it's going to cost a lot more than $3,000. So you start writing down that. You write down the hearing. You write down the over-the-counter benefit. Anything to make your point up, about it. Also, you would say Aetna is accepted at Baptist Memorial. UHC is not. If they're on Humana over here, in this area, and it obviously depends on the area. So draw a line in the paper and write Humana versus UHC or Aetna, whichever one looks like it would be better for them depending on where they're at. And then draw the correlation. So the correlation would be North Mississippi Medical Center, not in network here. But if you get into like Memphis, you're starting to probably learn because you're talking to enough of them who's competitive in that area as well.
There's about 4 of them.
So you can instantly say, okay, you have Humana or you have
Cigna.
Cigna is what a lot of them have. And so here's what I would say too of those. Cigna, that makes sense. I get a lot of people I talk to who have Cigna because Cigna was the best plan in the area for a long time. They have been a really good plan, but it's getting more and more competitive, and there's some plans now with even better benefits. So that way you're not like knocking it like, ooh, Cigna, that sucks. People don't like that. They don't like to be disagreed with. They don't like to be told that their choice wasn't good. It turns them off. So bring it back to actually comparing the benefits of it. Medigap versus Medicare Advantage, it's the same thing. This one's a little more robust because, this is typically like somebody that's turning 65 and knows nothing about it. Or if you're getting into one of these conversations and they're not making a decision, there could be a point in there where you decide they're underinformed. They don't know how to make a decision because they don't even know what they have. They never been taught what they have or what's out there. So bring it back to Medicare, especially if they're here or here. These people are all very similar, chasing the highest benefit. But over here, MAPD versus Medigap, you can take these Medigap shoppers. Some of them might be, well, I don't know, this one's paid everything. So they don't know, they're like, my Aetna Plan F has paid everything. I don't know if I want to change it. Okay, so they probably need to come back to here and say, well, that Aetna Plan F is a great plan, but I don't know if you know why, so let me get out one more piece of paper and let's just talk really quickly about the differences between Medicare with a supplement versus a Medicare Advantage plan. And then what you're doing is you're training them or teaching them that Medicare and a supplement is great because it's Medicare and a supplement, not because it's Aetna or Cigna or United Healthcare or whoever. It's great because it's a supplement. Now, if they're here and I don't know why I'm paying for this, I never go to the doctor, I just want to pay as little as possible, I've been considering canceling it. And then it might be the reverse, where you're actually having to talk to them about, well, maybe you should consider looking at a Medicare Advantage plan. But at least when you tee them up into this educational Medicare pitch properly from the beginning, and you're saying, Medicare with a supplement has the higher premium, blah, blah, blah. You're talking about all the things it covers. With this, you're not going to have to pay the $1,400 and whatever dollar deductible. You're not going to have to pay your daily hospital copay. You're not going to have to pay your 20% coinsurance. The Medicare Advantage, they take you off. You're on a private plan. You have to go in network. You're going to have a lower premium, but you might have to pay a daily hospital copay. You might have to pay this. Then you're teeing it up, and which one of those sounds better? Okay, well, that's the one you're already on that we were talking about paying too much for. So what we need to do is just get your premium down so that it's more affordable. So let's look at, you're on a Plan F now, maybe a Plan N would suit you because you still have your big holes. So when you're teeing these up, it's allowing them to get the information they need to begin to make the conversation go in the right direction. One thing that you guys are probably running into a lot of is they're shucking you off because they're not in the mode of thinking, I have a problem. I have a plan. They have a plan. They don't not even understand the plan, but they have one, and they've already made a decision, and they don't want to make another decision. It's because they don't know what they don't know. So you have to make them informed. So now they say facts tell and stories sell. So people do buy on a combination of emotion and logic. But with insurance, a lot of times when you're talking to them, the emotion's already there. They want to make sure they're covered. So they might have already plugged the emotion by thinking, oh, I have Cigna, I'm covered. Oh, I have United Healthcare, I'm covered. I got it. But they don't understand it, so you have to use the information to get them back in the framework to think, okay, there is a problem, and then how do I solve it? Or, these D-SNP people, it's really going to come down to trying to get them back in the D-SNP pitch of who's going to give them the most.